Alright, I'm back with another part of the British Empire series, and last time we declared war on the Spanish. We assembled the army and we marched to the south of France. We managed to take two castles from the Spanish and push them even further south. But if we take a look at the overall map, you can see that we still have quite a way to go. They still own quite a few castles and settlements around us. It's going to be a bit hard to push them out fully, but if we can take a few more from them during this war, I reckon we'll probably end up signing peace and moving on to the next war, wherever that may be. But if we are going to bring an end to the Spanish rule in France, we're going to need an army. We only have 550 troops remaining, and it's just not enough. You saw how many casualties we suffered in the previous battles. We have like one more siege in us maybe before the army will just be too weak. So I think we're going to need to do a bit of a rotation. We're going to have to get rid of this guy. He only has 10 soldiers. He's not going to be of use to us. Elizabeth only has 28, so she can go as well. And to be honest with you, anyone with probably 30 men, we should get rid of. And now if we take a look, we're down to 400 soldiers. But now we need to recruit some more. We do have the king who has 180, but you're not allowed to invite the king into your army. He has to be the ruler of it, which is a bit of a pain because 180 soldiers right now would be great. But instead, we're going to call in these lords. We're going to have to wait about 2 days, 4 days in her case, for her to arrive. But when they do finally arrive, we should have enough soldiers to continue the battle. We should be able to take more land from the Spanish, assuming they don't assemble an army of their own. The other leaders have finally arrived. We're up to nearly 800 soldiers. It is time to once again make our move. Although that being said, the Spanish are up to something. Philip V is assembling an army, and if we take a look at the map, I'm not too sure what our next war target should be. They have 3 settlements nearby, all of which could be of use to us. They also have a few castles. Oh, actually, there's a 4th settlement here. Interesting. So we have 3 castles and 4 settlements. They really did batter the French, didn't they? The poor French didn't stand a chance. Probably because I executed half of them. Who would have thought killing half of the French would have resulted in, well, almost their extermination? What a shocker, eh? But either way, we need to decide our next war target. We are going to have to put a stop to Philip's army, so we will march over there at some point. But then after that, as for our war target, what would be best? You have Bordeaux. It's in the corner. It's tucked away nicely. It has a port, I believe. So we could take it, and then that way we could also sail between our 2 French towns. As for enemy attacks, we still could get attacked from 2 directions, I suppose. But then again, if we take any of these towns, I think we can get attacked from 2 directions. We could go down this way, but we'd have to take that castle first. Otherwise, we'd be trapped with enemies on every side. And I don't really want to take another castle. That's why I'm aiming towards one of these 2 settlements, I think. I think these 2 are just too far out of the way. So it's going to be one of these 2. But for now, we're going to have to march on Philip. We can't allow him to build a big enough army that he'll start retaking his lost land. Well, I think the Spanish have basically made the decision for us. Philip has decided to hide in this settlement. So we have no choice but to go for this one, really. Because if I don't besiege this and march over to Bordeaux, Philip's just going to wander out and probably take one of our castles. So we have to put a stop to him here and now before he can get even bigger and end up killing us. It's going to be a bit of a pain taking down an army of this size, but they only have 7 days worth of food. And by the time I build the siege equipment, that'll probably be mostly used up. So we can starve the garrison, which will help. Really? Are you really gonna do this to me now of all times? The French have made peace with the Spanish, and the first thing they did after making peace is declare war on the British. I'm starting to think the Philips of this world have formed some kind of union, and now we're fighting Philip V, we're fighting Philip I. Oh man, it's just Philips everywhere, and they're being a pain in the backside. We're building our siege equipment here, so hopefully we can get this siege over and done with soon. They don't have much food, and then we're probably going to have to turn our attention away from the Spanish and eliminate the French once again. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson? How many Frenchmen do I have to kill? We have taken your lands. We have killed your people, and yet you still keep coming back for more. So initially, the goal was to starve the enemy garrison, getting rid of those 70 soldiers. But to be honest with you, I just don't think we have the time anymore. Now that the French are at war with us as well, we need to get north as quick as we can, because we can't lose all the progress we've made. We can't have a repeat of what happened with the Germans. It'll just set us back too far, and we'll have to start grinding again. And I'm sick of the grind, okay? I can't take it no more. So instead, we're just going to take down the Spanish as they are. We still outnumber them over 2-1. So let's lead the assault. Alright, riflemen, into position, men. Into position. There are a lot of defenders in this castle. So unlike our previous battles, they are firing at us straight away. And they are inflicting casualties. There are too many rifles on the wall, men. We have to clear them out if we're going to take this castle. Oh god, what have I done? No, 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 no. Don't bunch all behind me on this barricade. Spread out, men. Spread out or something. I don't know how we're going to win this battle. I think we should win it, but it is going to cost us a lot of soldiers. I think many men are going to fall before the battle is done. Alright, men, into position. We have to keep shimmying forward. Too many of the rifles are sitting too far back, and we're not getting a good spot on the Spanish. Half of you are not firing. If we're going to bring them down once and for all, I need every man with a rifle on those front lines. The infantry's sitting back because you saw what happened last time. They'll only blow each other up. The kill feed is now finally turning green. The men are close enough to take down the Spanish. This is what we like to see, lads. This is what I want to see. Bring them down once and for all. The damn Spaniards have caused me too much trouble. I need their lands, and I need to bring an end to this war. We're going to sit back because I'm not going to die again. I've died too many times. There's only so many times you can get reincarnated before the game just kills you off for good. I know my time in this world is limited, so we need to make the most of it. That's it, rifles. Keep firing, men. Keep firing. How are we looking? If we take a look at the power bar is heavily in our favor now. And I believe we've killed near enough half of the Spaniards. There's still quite a few more, but as soon as the walls start to clear a bit, I will make my move. We're not going to make the same mistake as last time where like I got grenaded as soon as I got near the walls. I'm going to play it a little bit more strategic this time, I think. So I say anyway, but we'll soon find out how that goes. There are enemies in the tower on the left that are firing at us, so I need to be careful. Alright, this is it. If I can throw a grenade through that opening, I should get a nice amount of kills. Okay, I may have overthrown that one. I may have underthrew that one. Okay, definitely underthrew that one. Alright, I only have a limited amount of grenades, so this isn't going to plan. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, it's not quite going to plan, I'll be honest with you. We had one good grenade throw. Is it time to make my move? Have we killed enough Spaniards on the wall that it's safe for me to move forward? Or am I just going to get shot by someone random? I think I'm going to go for it. There's about 100 or so of them remaining. We're going to have to shimmy our way forward. Hopefully the men will cover me. Alright, what's going to happen here then? Are they going to run through the gap at me? Or can we get off a grenade? Oh Lord, they're coming. They're coming, alright. Grenades at the ready. I repeat, grenades at the ready. Attack! Back! Back, damn Spaniards! I've had enough of you and your armies. Your ways of life. We must put a stop to their invasion, even though we are also an invader. But we're a good invader, right? That's what we tell ourselves to sleep at night. Well, that went much better than last time, I have to admit. I don't know how the other side is looking. I'll try and bait the... Oh, ho, 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 that was a close one. Alright, men. Muskets at the ready. Fire! Okay, it's time for the sword to come out. We haven't whipped out the sword for quite a while. I can't remember the last time we've used it. To be honest with you, have we ever used it? It's just one man with a grenade, and he's dead. Well, I think we're pretty much done here. The enemy are rotating now that we've taken them all down. The reinforcements have arrived. But we have the firing line at the ready, so anyone who comes on this side of the wall is basically guaranteed death. Whether by my hand or a rifle, it is death either way. And I think we're pretty much done. You know what, lads? Charge. Bring an end to them once and for all. We have killed the majority of them. There's only a hand... Oh, and we've been shot. Well, that is unfortunate. But hey-yo, we should bring an end to their rule pretty soon. And we can move on. We have taken the castle. We have captured Philip. And we have captured Maria. And we have captured Pedro. I don't know who they are. We have captured 100 prisoners. That should bring in a good amount of wealth. We have captured a ton of battle loot, which is also great. We're going to show mercy because there's the possibility that the land will be given to us. And I don't really want to pillage a settlement that then gets awarded to us. We're now going to ransom all of our prisoners. We're probably just going to ransom the lords for gold. I mean, I know that they're now going to escape and potentially rebuild a new army and come back. But I need the money. If we're going to build armies in the future, we need to hoard as much wealth as we can. We're going to sell all the battle loot for a further 30,000 gold. And for the first time this playthrough, I think we've passed the 100k mark. I don't think we've previously done that. So I think the plan right now is going to be to disband the army. It may seem like a bit of an odd play, but what we're going to have to do now is disband the army, run north on my own because it'll be quicker traveling solo, and then we're going to have to see what the French are up to. They're probably going to assemble armies of their own. We're probably going to have to take down as many lords as we can and prevent them from building an army. We could keep the army going and march north myself, but to be honest with you, with all the casualties we've suffered and everything, I'll leave everyone else just rebuild their armies. And then that way we can come back with full strength, because if we take a look, we're taking some heavy hits here. There's a couple of lords who have a decent amount of men that we could probably do another swap out. But I think for now, we're just going to allow them to rebuild. The king really needs to get involved in this war. When you're sitting on 200 soldiers, it seems a waste to not do anything with them. But like I said, we're going to disband, we're going to go north, and we're going to see what the French are up to. As for our war with the Spanish, to be honest with you, I'll be happy if it comes to an end right now, because we would be leaving the war with 2 castles and a settlement. So overall, I think we'd come out the winner. So it is time to vote for the new owner. I really hope they give it to us, but to be honest with you, at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't and it goes to someone random. And it's going to the British Foreign Legion. This is great. We now have a settlement in our name to go along with our castle. So William has finally decided to get involved in the war. He's assembled an army of his own. I don't know what he's up to. I don't know if he's got a target in mind that he wants to hit first. In terms of the war with the French, we have this castle in the corner that we never managed to take that we really wanted. Because once we get this castle here, this corner of France is secure. We don't have to worry about enemies on either side. We just have to worry about enemies to the east. Well, I won't lie, William is not really achieving an awful lot right now. He's constantly running back and forth in a line. They reckon that the army is going to travel south to besiege a settlement, but to be honest with you, I don't know why they're going for that. Well, it's not actually a settlement, it's a castle. But yeah, I don't know why they're planning on targeting that castle, because it belongs to the Spanish and it's quite far south and it's out of the way. It'd be more beneficial to go for this castle here and just take it out of the way. To be honest with you, I probably could take it myself, but I don't know who has the men to join us. We have Anne, which will take a day and a half to arrive. She can bring 100 soldiers to the battle. But other than that, everyone else is pretty much battered and bruised, or they're part of William's army. Maybe I'll march over to that castle on my own and see what we're dealing with. If the defenders aren't that high, maybe we can chip away at them, or maybe we can begin the siege and bait William into coming along. So I've made it to the castle. We have finally marched from the south of France near enough to almost the very north. It has taken a few days to get here, but we've scouted out this castle and there are 350 defenders. If I was to starve the garrison, we could knock them down to 250. They would be a militia of 250, which to be honest with you, shouldn't be much of a problem. They don't have many grenadiers anyway, so I don't think we'd really have much of a problem, regardless. If we could get William to join us, that would be great, because with his 700 soldiers, we'd heavily outnumber them and we'd have no issues whatsoever. But to be honest with you, I don't think we're going to get any support from William in this battle. We're probably going to end up on our own, in which case, I think... Oh, actually, he's traveling to help us. Hang on a minute, am I sitting here chatting shit about William and the first thing he did was prove us wrong and come to our aid? Is this the king that we loyally serve? This is what we want to see from the guy in charge. We don't want some king who idly sits in his own country leaving the war to the rest of us. We want someone on the front lines, in the trenches with the men, leading the assault. Although it does mean when he does finally arrive, he is going to take over my siege camp. So we should probably build what we want now. Because like I said, when he shows up, he's going to take over and just do wherever he wants. A peace offer has arrived from the Spanish. The Spanish have also begun besieging our castle. So to be honest with you, we should probably agree to the peace offering. I think the Spanish have tactically planned this because by offering peace and then following up with a siege, it leads us to believe that we really do need to sign peace. Otherwise, we risk losing a castle. And also, it might distract William, and William might end up going south to defend. So, for that reason, our war with the Spanish is going to come to an end. Come on, lads, really? You're not going to end the war? What? Why not? Just focus on the French. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually in favour of ending a war for once. I don't want to battle no more. Well, as a result of their decision, we may end up losing a castle because of it. Spanish might actually take one back, and it means the war may go on for even longer. Or we'll end up signing peace again, but this time they'll pay us less because they think they got the upper hand on us. And the king has arrived with all 700 of his soldiers. Like I said, he is now going to lead the assault. He's going to command whatever we're going to do. It's going to be a bit brutal because he's probably going to build a ram and we're going to run into an army of 4 catapults. I mean, at best he'll build a tower, but that will be it. And then we're just going to lead the assault. They do this every time. We're going to suffer heavy casualties, but it does mean we should take this castle at the end. And there you go. Like I said, we're just going to go in with a ram and a tower. Lord help us, eh? Lord help us. Battle stations, men! Battle stations! Incoming! Oh, it is going to be a brutal one. I repeat, it is going to be a brutal one. Don't charge, lads. Follow me and also spread out. King William may have taken over this siege, but I still have command of my soldiers. I'm going to lead them to the best of my ability. We're going to form a firing line on this side of the castle. Alright, listen up, soldiers. I want you all to just spread out, form a firing line, take down as many French soldiers as we can, and put a stop to them once and for all, I guess. Where is the British Foreign Legion, men? Show yourselves! I don't think this siege is going to go too well. I think we are going to suffer like heavy casualties. And I mean heavy. By allowing them to have as many catapults as we did, and the fact that there's like 300 of them inside this castle, it's not going to go too well. If we can take down the handful of soldiers that we can actually see and then thin their numbers as much as we can, maybe then the rest of the British army can like start climbing the ladders and make their way in. As for the siege tower, it's still making progress. The catapults haven't destroyed it. The ram has seen better days, but it is still going, so I can't fault it. They're pushing it till the end. As for me and my soldiers, I don't know if there's too much we can do, to be honest with you. I mean, I've told them all to just form a firing line. We are going to shimmy over a little bit so we're in front of the castle. Oh, God. It is a red kill feed. The men are retreating, or are they rotating? I think we've just lost the... No, we haven't lost the battering ram. Where are you going, lads? Man the walls! Wait, not man the walls. We're attacking. Man the siege equipment, men! Breach the gate! Bring down the French! Oh, Lord. Alright, we're not in a good position. The British Foreign Legion is going to have to move. If we got a catapult firing at us, that's not great. If we shimmy over to this side, while the men are climbing the ladder, we might be able to shoot the enemies waiting on the top of the wall for us. Hopefully that will go well. Then again, I can't really see who's waiting at the top for us. It only looks like there's like 5 guys up there. Why are so many of us dying? Are we friendly firing again, or are the French actually putting a stop to us? I'm gonna climb the ladder and see what's going on for myself. Maybe if I get the grenades out, there might be a group of soldiers waiting on the other side and we can get a nice multi-kill. Okay, well, I found all the defenders that were waiting at the top. I'm gonna climb back down the... Oh, he's pointing a gun at me. Back, I say. We are friendly firing, but at the same time, I am taking down way more soldiers than we're friendly firing. So it is a net gain, I suppose. I'm sorry, lads. I'm sorry for the friendly fire, but it had to be done. It was the only way we were gonna get inside this castle. The front gate has fallen, which is great. Soon, this castle will be in the hands of the British. But at what cost? Well, when I said at what cost, that cost was 260 soldiers. A further 240 wounded. So, I mean, that's over half the army. About 2/3 of us are, like, either dead or wounded. So now that we have taken the castle, like I said, we have now secured this area of France. We don't have to worry about enemies being behind us, and instead we can just push east and bring an end to French rule. We are going to have to somehow besiege Paris. It's going to be an absolute stronghold. There's probably going to be a garrison and militia of over 500. So we're going to have to assemble quite the army to take down Paris. As for the Spanish, I don't know what happened, but they're no longer besieging the castle. I don't know if they suffered too many casualties or whether the army disbanded or something. I have no idea. But we are going to have to recover from our wounds, and we're going to have to decide what our next step is. Personally, right now, I would like one of the wars to come to an end so I can focus all of my attention on the other. I think the war with the Spanish has to come to an end. It just doesn't make any sense at the moment. If we have enemies in the north, why bother fighting in the south? We may as well eliminate those who are close to the homeland rather than those who are on the other side of Europe. The war with the Spanish has come to an end, and we're now receiving more tribute than originally planned. And this now means we can fully turn our attention towards the French. Once again, we must go to war against them. I've had enough with them. We need to get rid of them once and for all. If we take a look at the diplomacy tab, they only have 2 towns and 1 castle. They've lost everything else. They did have a castle down here, but like I said, it's now gone. So, I think what we'll do next time is we will assemble an army if we can. Okay, not bad. There's a good few hundred soldiers available for us to recruit. So that is going to be the strategy. We are going to assemble our own army. I am then going to march. We are then going to take both of these settlements and that castle, and then that will be it for the French. The French will be truly gone from this game. I think if you take all of their land, I believe the kingdom disbands and all the individual clans split up. I'll have to double check to confirm that. I think that's what happened in my last playthrough. So if we can assemble a big enough army, take this remaining land, the French will be gone, and then we can focus on whoever's next. I'm not too sure what the goal should be. I mean, originally, we just set out to bring an end to the French, so maybe it'd be time to start a new playthrough and move on to something else. Or whether we'll pick a new enemy, I'm not entirely sure what we'll do. But, I mean, we're getting ahead of ourselves. We still need to take this land before we can plan anything else. But that's going to be it for this part of the series, and as always, a big thank you to the Gwaggles members for your continued support. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, and until next time, see ya.